Today's topic is Lady, one of the first hits from the late, great D'Angelo. I'll show you the main riffs, the chord progression, and talk about why these three chords are a textbook example of neo-soul. Let's get started. We're in the key of E-flat minor. The song starts on a unison riff from the E-flat minor pentatonic scale, so that's going to be E-flat, G-flat, A-flat, B-flat, D-flat, E-flat. Now, the idea of a unison riff might sound familiar to regular viewers of this channel because we already heard it used in Freddie's Dead all the way back in 1973 in a previous episode. So, Curtis Mayfield. And D'Angelo. That's the riff. Let's take a look at the main progression, which we'll call the A section. Our first chord is an extended version of the tonic chord, E-flat suspended. So we're going to start with an E-flat on bottom, and then we're going to add the 11th, the minor 7th, and a 9th on top from low to high. This is a very rich sounding chord, oddly enough because it only has 4 notes, with a strong chordal structure on the bottom or multiple fourth intervals in sequence. So 4th, 4th, and the whole chord. From there, we're going to go to an A-flat minor 7 add 11 chord, our minor 4. This voicing has 5 notes in it, and here we have the 7th doubled instead of including the 5th, so no 5th, which gives us another uncommon resonant voicing. So this ends up being the root, the 7th, minor 3rd, 11th, and 7th again. Those two chords together, we have... Now, the minor 1 here, which we're replacing with the suspended version, so instead of... we have... gives us a variation on the classic minor 1 to minor 4 progression that we've heard in minor R&B that goes all the way back to, again, Curtis Mayfield on Superfly, but also later on tracks like Any Given Sunday by Jamie Foxx, which we've also covered in a previous episode. This leads into one of the signature neo-soul chords, the major flat 2. In this case, an F-flat 6-9 sharp 11th chord. We have our F-flat, our root, A-flat, our 3rd, D-flat, our 6th, G-flat, our 9th, and B-flat, our sharp 11th. We also have a chordal structure in the middle tones of this chord, which gives it that kind of shimmery resonant quality. If it's easier, you can think of this as an E6-9 sharp 11, which is less accurate in theory terms, but is arguably easier to read. The flat 2 is important to the neo-soul sound because we're using it as a substitute for the dominant 5 chord. Instead of the half-step resolution to the tonic from the leading tone or 7th scale degree, that we would get in a standard 5-to-1 progression, so B-flat major to E-flat minor, we have the root of the flat 2 going down half a step to the tonic. So... Now, when we studied the major flat 2 chord in my previous video on my favorite hip-hop chord progression, it was a flat 2 6-9 moving to a 1 major 9. So we had this. With all the tones of the flat 2 resolving to the 1 by half step. In Lady, going from flat major 2 to a suspended 1 We keep 2 shared chord tones, so that's going to be this 4th in the middle here. The root moves down by half step. And the other non-root tone, our destination 9th, also moves down by half step. So we have to 1. The other part of this that feels particularly neo-soul to me is the way that the voicings ignore the rules of smooth voice leading and create a melody in the top voice in the process. In other R&B songs like Kiss from a Rose, we had very smooth transitions from one chord to another, with the chord tones taking the shortest route possible to the notes of the next chord. So something like... Here, the voicings shift chord tones by larger intervals. And double non-triad tones, like the doubled 7th in a minor 4 chord. To create an angular melody that moves by half step, followed by a large leap, and never quite sounds resolved in any way when it comes back down to start the cycle over again. So... In conclusion, Lady is a great lesson on using flat 2 6-9 sharp 11 as a substitute dominant in minor keys, using a suspended 1, minor 4, major flat 2 6-9 progression for a neo-soul sound, using quartals to create resonant voicings, and creating neo-soul chord melodies by breaking voice leading. That was our lesson on the main chords from Lady. I hope y'all enjoyed learning about some foundational neo-soul. If you want to support what I do, please like, subscribe, and comment, and check out my Patreon in the description below. If you want to learn more about a more random selection of music, go check out my second channel, How Pop Music Works Live. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of someone else, and have a good day.